This Developer Diaries episode is special. It has a nostalgic touch for us. That's why we want to not just tell you what awaits you in the upcoming update, but also recall what happened to us during the year. My colleagues will tell you all about it.
Starting with update 0.7.1, we changed the way we present new content to our players and introduced the event arcs. Firstly, there were French battleships. From update 0.7.5 through 0.7.7, there were US cruisers, while in update 0.7.9, there will be
Among all of last year's events, I would like to recall the New Year Port Premier, Port Hamburg. The location is highly interesting. The port gathered the ships from that period. Enormous transatlantic liners. There was also the largest flying vessel of that time, the Dornier DOX.
Last year, we introduced clan battles in the game. They are constantly popular, and the number of participants grows each season. That's why we added the Hurricane League in the second season. It's the 5th league where the best clans of all servers are gathered. We developed the clan base, where you can erect various buildings. If you read our developer's blog, then you know that we're now testing a cross-realm matchmaker. Players of any cluster can play together with players from another one. For example, Russians can fight against Europeans in clan wars, and they can both visit the US server, while Americans can also visit our servers. We were also pleased that players liked the Arsenal in update 0.7.7, where we introduced the Sharks vs Eagles event and gave our players an opportunity to choose a side. You collected tokens and could purchase the desired rewards using these tokens. A few things led to the appearance of the Arsenal. The first was to allow players to choose what they wanted to acquire. A flag, a camouflage, or a box. That's how Cole appeared. The second thing was our desire to return earlier content to the game. That's why you can now exchange coal for boxes of earlier collections in the Arsenal.
Last year, we created interesting Halloween and space modes. As time went on, the space mode gradually turned into the Spaceport. I would like to thank the super testers and anyone who left a comment on the forum. You all helped make it the way it is now.
I think that many users have noticed that we release updates less frequently now. To be more precise, once every 4 weeks. This was to improve our testing process and make sure we deliver higher quality updates to our players. We detect a lot of different errors and bugs during the internal testing. We need the public test to try out our updates on many players. In other words, that's how we perform a load test. Around 100,000 unique users joined us for the public test. Thank you all for that.
If we're speaking about the past, then the most epic fail of the third World of Warships year was the performance drop issue after a continuous series of battles in update 0.7.2. We managed to find the cause of the system malfunctioning only due to great teamwork and close collaboration with our players and streamers.
As you know, our team works continuously and tirelessly to make our game sound cool and bring you joy. We introduced a new music mode, War Drums, and added new music when you play on different ship types. For example, the war drums sound completely different on aircraft carriers than on other ship types. For the game's birthday, we recorded new port sounds, including sound effects for new containers, new music, and atmospheric ambient sounds. We also prepared a few Easter eggs, and the players with good hearing can find them.
Celebrations will arrive in the game client very soon. There, you will find a magnificent collection that'll make you smile involuntarily, or even wipe away a couple of tears from the overwhelming memories. We will add a new section to the Arsenal in Update 0.7.8 dedicated to the project's anniversary.
In Update 0.7.8, we're adding two new resource types, brass and molybdenum. But you shouldn't consider them true resources, like coal and steel. They're just a means to reward players who are constantly showing top-level mastery in ranked or clan battles. You'll receive a unit of brass for every first rank, and a unit of molybdenum for every 30 victories in the Typhoon League each season. Now you can exchange 3 units of molybdenum for a skin for Stalingrad, and 3 units of brass for a skin for flint or black. The number of camouflages that you can exchange for these resources will increase in the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Super Cruiser Stalingrad. A fearless warrior, a steel colossus that appeals with its power. You want to have this giant as an ally, but all you want is just to... The reconstruction of Project 82 Stalingrad was highly complicated because many of the blueprints were still classified. We had only text documents. We calculated and projected literally everything, even the location of different radars, directors, and other intricate devices. And the result is pretty cool.
Thank you very much for playing our game.
Thank you for respecting and appreciating our hard work.
By the end of the year, we want to please you with a long-awaited rework of one of the ship types, and an additional but no less significant surprise.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching until the end. If you have any questions, suggestions, or you recall completely different events from the last year, write them in the comments section below. We'll read all your comments and give them hearts.
Thank you for your support. Enjoy the celebrations, captains.